Doc Martin, KRAZ-TV, the lone journalist, with another book. And this is another book in a different vein, but well worth it. And I loved every drop of this story. Power for All. How it really works and why it's everyone's business. This is by a duo of our authors, Julia Battilana and Tiziana Casciaro. I know I butchered somebody's name there. It is Simon & Schuster. Power is one of the most misunderstood and therefore vilified concepts in our society. Many assume power is dominated by personality or wealth, or that it's gained by strong-arming others. Many write it off as dirty and want nothing to do with it. Our misconceptions about power have devastating consequences, since these beliefs cause us to disengage with one of the world's most renewable resources. In fact, pioneering researchers and professors Julia Battilana and Tiziana Casciaro show that power is energy for everyone to harness to make our lives work, to make our lives work and societies better. Power for All offers a timely, democratized vision of power. Anyone can understand how power operates, and research shows that once you understand, you can take actions to improve life for yourself and others. We all must engage with power to ensure we protect our freedom and act together for enlightened citizens. Disrupting who's at the top and who's at the bottom is often daunting, but Battilani and Casciaro show that how those with less power can band together to challenge established structures and make them more balanced by agitating, innovating, and orchestrating change. They also teach readers how to power map their workplaces to find out who has influence and why, and plan for and bring about enduring power shifts. Though through vivid storytelling, they demystify the essential mechanisms for acquiring and using power for all. Inspiring, accessible, and life-changing, Power for All is the definitive guide to understanding and navigating power in our relationships, organizations, and society. How true is that? That is wonderful. So, Julia is a professor of organizational behavior and science and social innovation at the Harvard Business School and the Harvard Kennedy School, where she's also the founder and faculty chair of the Social Innovation and Change Initiative. Over the past 15 years, Battilana has studied the politics of change in organizations and in society while teaching on power and leadership. She has advised change makers around the world in the public, private, and social sectors. She's also co-founder of the Democratizing Work Initiative, a global alliance of researchers, practitioners, collaborating toward a more just, green, and fair economic system. Originally from France, she received a joint PhD from INSEAD and from École Normale Supérieure de Paris-Saclay. She lives in Belmont, Massachusetts. Tiziana Casciaro is a professor of organizational behavior at the Rotman School of Management at the University of Toronto. Her research on interpersonal and organizational networks and power dynamics has received distinguished scientific achievement awards from the Academy of Management and has been covered by the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, The Economic, Financial Times, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, Fortune, and Time magazine. She advises organizations and professionals across industry and is recognized by Thinkers 50 as a management thinkers most likely to change the future of how organizations are managed and led. Originally from Italy, she received a laureate from Bocconi University and a PhD from Carnegie Mellon University. She lives in Toronto. You want strong women? Here you go. At KRAZ-TV and the Zero Channel, we have a playlist called Our New Chiefs Are Strong Women. So someday I hope to meet them. Now, our new book festival this weekend is coming up here. It's called the Tucson Festival of Books. And you just never know who's going to show up there. So, a wonderful book, How Power is Misunderstood. I eared a little place in here. Where was it? Interesting. I wanted to read one thing out of there. It talks about we're all accountable for holding the powerful accountable. So, there was a story, a man, Ogundidipe, was fierce, and she gathered a team. Oh, about Nigeria. This woman in Nigeria, this president wanted to limit speech online. And so she did the work and employed, through phone calls, and on May 17, 2016, the Nigerian Senate threw out the bill. So, but as a journalist, here's what I guess I wanted to say. As Tope's story shows, the media is a critical tool for exercising civil vigilance. At its best, it exposes, educates, and challenges citizens to understand the world around them and to scrutinize those in power. At its worst, it strives to entertain rather than enlighten, fanning the flames of prejudice, fear, and hatred, and becoming a propaganda tool par excellence for the autocratic leaders. So KRAZ-TV is a journalistic arm of, well, our modern society, and one of our governors, or women running for governors, who got messed up and lost the race through unscrupulous measures, was at a rally, and I hollered out to her, "Carrie Lake for president." And everybody else was hollering for governor. And she came over to me and she said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm an independent citizen journalist." Now, I did not know that she had been into journalism, and a journalist, and big media gives her hell. So she thought, wow, I'm going to have to deal with a media guy. And she asked me who I was. I said, well, I'm an independent citizen journalist. And it floored me what she had to say. We need more people like you. So thank you for realizing your power. And I had an older friend of mine a long time ago. She said, don't let anybody take your power away. So we each have personal powers. And it isn't being tough and all of that in power. It's being silent some of the time. I could just go on and on about the tools for power, and it's not hard to understand, you know. So, I wonder if there were any chapters. Yes, the fundamentals of power. Power can be dirty, but it doesn't have to be. What do people value? Who controls access to what we value? Power is sticky, but it can be disrupted. Agitate, innovate, and orchestrate, the three main tools. Power doesn't change, it just changes hands. And power in check. In conclusion, it's up to us. So the formulas are in here, and they're follow the Me Too and Black Lives Matter. So they're really modern and up to date about some of the stories and some of the people that they've worked with and all. So I just think it's a fascinating book, and it's helped me understand a lot more. So networking is very important, and the go-betweens between networks are the power people, whether you believe it or not the head CEO or the head Ned. Thanks for watching KRAZ-TV, and get the book, Power for All, how it really works and why it's everyone's business. We got this book at the Tucson Pima County Library. It is by Julia Battilana and Tiziana Casciaro. Wonderful. Thank you, women. Two powerful women. KRAZ-TV.